Hello friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will be doing a follow along tutorial on how to make Pualena. Thank you to those that have purchased my pattern, and if you haven't yet, head down to the link in the description. In the pattern, you will see different links of certain sections that you may need a little bit more visual guidance. So let's grab our supplies and let's get started. Alright, let's get started with the neck support. I have my skewers. I cut the tips off with my tool here, and we're going to leave those to the side. We are going to basically like crochet an arm about the length of your skewer. So it all depends, because some of this is going to be inside the body and the other part is in the head. So you just can do it the length that you see fit for your doll, if you want to have it a little bit more in. But I think, what is this? I don't know how many inches that is. 4 maybe? Okay. You're going to get your bulky weight yarn in whatever color it is that you have. It doesn't matter because it's not going to show. So don't go and buy yarn. Just use whatever yarn you have. We're going to do a magic circle and then 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, normally I would use a stitch marker, but I'm not, because again, it doesn't matter really, as long as you keep it 6. Okay, so we're going to go into that first one. It's always hard getting in there. Okay. Come on. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, now I'm back at the beginning. Okay, so you can just keep going around until you're about the length of your skewer. Here we are. It's a little bit bigger, but I actually like to, oops, forgot about this stuff. We need this as well. Stuff a little bit of this arm first. Chopstick up here. I'm just going to have to use the back of my crochet hook. Okay, so get that in there, and this doesn't have to be stuffed so perfectly. You're going to put them in the center. See how it's going to poke out a little bit. This, you will try to get the sides there. A pencil would be good. I'll get a pencil. And you're just going to stuff this arm a little bit. On the sides. I've tried stuffing it and then one at a time putting the skewers in. It's a little harder, so I just kind of move them to the side, stuff on this side, then I'll move and stuff on that side, back and forth. So you see how it's getting like lopsided, which is fine. It doesn't really matter because it's going to be inside. You just want to be able to have it be strong. Use that one. That one's a thinner one, so maybe like a pencil or back of a chopstick would be good. And I do this just because to protect you know, the skewers for poking through. And because it's a thicker doll, usually when I do this for my regular dolls, I just put the skewers straight in and it's hidden in the stuffing. But because this is such a thicker doll and thicker yarn, I don't want them falling out. So that seems pretty stable. Push this in a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Definitely have to speed up this video. Okay, that seems pretty secure. Now you can just cut that off. We're done with that yarn now. And pull through. And we're going to sew this closed. So just go through each stitch and pull it through. Pull that. And this you don't really have to weave in the ends so great because again, this is gonna be inside the doll, so it doesn't matter. So I kind of just like hide it that way and just leave the rest because it doesn't matter. You're gonna stuff it in. So there you have it. There's that part. And we're going to leave that to the side. And I crocheted the arms ahead of time, which obviously you have the pattern, you'll be able to follow along with that. So I have these two here. And when you stuff the arms, so here are the two arms, you're going to stuff them about halfway. This is what I love about chunky yarn, is that you don't have to like use a pencil or chopstick to stuff it. Okay. So I kind of get a feel, like I feel it like a little right here. I can do a little bit more on each arm, like it's lightly stuffed here. There we go. Okay. And then we'll set these aside for when we are up to that part in the pattern. And usually after the last stitch, I always like to do a slip stitch in the first one just to pull the yarn through so it's like locked right here and doesn't unravel. And when I attach the arm, this part is like the armpit of the body, right? So here's the inner part and then the body's right here. So we'll get to that part. Right. We are on the last stitch of round 15, so we are going to pull through with our other color yarn right there. This is how we do the color change. And then right here, I like to put the stitch marker in between because the chain one will be the first stitch for the next round. So chain one, then we'll grab this leg, which what would have been the first stitch of round 16. We're going to crochet into that one right there. Okay. Stitch. All right. After that, we are going to increase into the next stitch. 1, 2, 1 single crochet in the next, increase in the next, so that is 2 stitches, 1, 2, this is shaping the booty, 2 stitches, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, okay. Now we're going to increase into these next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches that are open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is a tricky part. Right here, I'm gonna try to grab where that little piece of yarn from the previous slip stitch. So just grab a piece of that and a piece of your chain. Sorry, because we're going to crochet into the chain 1 space, not chain 1, chain, sorry. Single crochet to close that up. And now we are going to continue on around here into this one. So we will go 1 into the next 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Increase. 1, 2. Okay. And now the last 3 stitches will get an increase, single crochet, and increase. It's the other butt cheek. There you go. That's round 16. That's the one that's like the most complicated to do. Okay, here we are, round 22, color change and decrease. As you can tell, my mic went out, and this whole time in this video I've been talking and explaining what I'm doing, but after viewing my videos I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't have the mic on. So in this part, before we start with the round, I like to use my fiber fill, polyfill, whatever you like to call it, and stuff the legs right here. And you want to make sure that you really stuff the legs nicely, and you want to also kind of take a look to make sure that you're stuffing them evenly, and just keep, you know, stuffing it as much as you can. All right, so that's enough stuffing. What you're going to do right here, you're going to do the first color change. I'm sorry, not the first color change. This is the next color change. Right here, you're going to be doing your color change, where you're going to move the yarn to the back and your new color to the front and pull it through those 2 loops. And secure it by pulling the other color that you're no longer using. Pull that strand. And then don't forget to mark with your stitch marker. And then right here we're going to be going single crochet and then single crochet together, the front 2 loops. We're going to go through those 2 and then single crochet into that. Then we do single crochet And then repeat that decrease again by pulling through those first 2 loops, front loops, and then pulling through and doing a single crochet. Single crochet, 1, 2, decrease those front 2 loops, and then we're going to crochet into the next stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, that, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And then single crochet the next together the front 2 loops, and then 1, let's see, 2, and we're going to do the decrease, single crochet, decrease. So single crochet together those front 2 loops together, single crochet, next stitch, and then the last decrease right here. All right. Now we're going to continue on, going to single crochet. Okay, next joining the arms. Right here you can stuff the body a little bit more, and as you can see I have different bits of yarn that I add to my stuffing, my fiber fill. So it could be scrap yarn from when you cut, you know, the ends of your doll hair. It's still good. Don't throw it away. Just add it to your pile of your fiber fill or polyfill, whatever you like to call it. And at this point, I like to make sure the body looks nice and looks even. Everything's stuffed nicely. You could check if you need to add more stuffing around the hips. If your leg isn't secure enough, like when you're holding it up and you need to stuff the legs a little bit more, that's what I'm doing here. Making sure I just stuff and push down a little bit more of the polyfill, and then just checking it out. And you can stuff as much as you can, again with the shaping of the hips. Put that back in there. Okay, I think everything looks good. That looks great. Okay, now let's continue on. So right here we're doing that color change. So instead of pulling through the beige color, we're going to pull through with the skin color, but first let's mark with our stitch marker for the next round. We're going to pull through those 2 loops. Here we go. We're going to 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to grab the arm. And then right here you can actually cut this piece of color off the strand because we're not going to use it anymore, so you could totally put that to the side and not worry about it. Okay, here we go. We're going to get the other arm. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just double checking. And then let's grab the arm. So you could crochet into these, either those 2 stitches, so that way this piece right here can be where the armpit is. Okay, so we're going to go through those loops and then grab the next stitch, and then we're going to single crochet those 2 layers together. So, oh, I hate when that happens. Okay, 1. Go to that next one. Be careful, don't grab that slip stitch space. Okay, so that's 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And then we're gonna single crochet into the next stitches, but that for the next round we'll be able to crochet into the other stitches of the arm. So now we're gonna go one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And right here we're going to be attaching the other arm in these last 4 stitches. Again, here, let's look for that second stitch we got right there. Okay, now we're going to crochet the body and the arm together, the inner arm. Oops, these things keep popping out on me. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 3, and then we have this last stitch we gotta single crochet in. And there you go. Single crochet, okay, and then don't forget to move your stitch marker. And we're going to repeat the same thing again, but now you're working in the outer arm. All right, here we go. So we are going to take our black and white strands. You can go measure from your fingertip to about like your shoulder, and this will be for the eyes. So we are going to be working in the last stitch of round 44. So let's thread this through our darning needle here. Oops. Can I get both of these in there? There we go. Okay. So insert into the last stitch. You're going to pull that through. And then we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 7th stitch you will pull through on the other side. Okay, so these will mark where your eyes will be inserted. So for now, let's go ahead and continue single crocheting all the way around to round 48, and then we will come back. We'll do round 48 and then do 2 decrease rounds, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm actually stopping at the first decrease round, and we are going to attach the eyes, but first let's do a little bit of stuffing, so that way once we embroider the eyes, it's not like you're not messing around so much with it. So you will be grabbing your neck support. You should have stuffed quite a bit to where the shoulders seem pretty filled. And then you are going to go ahead and put in your neck support. I have kids trying to sneak in here while mom is recording. Okay. So some of the neck support will be in part of the body. You can even, let me go back, open up like kind of like a little notch for where it can be placed. Like I could feel around in there, and then place it in. Perfect. So it's like a nice secure spot. So what I like to do right here is kind of start stuffing around the neck with some fiber fill, and that just helps support the neck to stay strong. Okay, I have some loose bits of yarn in my fiber fill. I always throw in there like my excess, like my ends that I cut off or hair that I trim from my dolls. So I just stuff that in until it feels nice and secure. The neck support doesn't feel wobbly. So just do that until you feel like it's secure, and I could tell right here by the neck. Can't really see in the video, I bet. It starts pushing out, so where you see the bottom shaped nicely. So just keep doing that and we'll come back. All right, this is what I mean. When you start seeing it get shape here at the base, that's when you know, okay, well, at least my hint of it being pretty much done. And then you'll just lightly stuff all around so that when you do your embroidery of your eyes, you just have a better canvas to work with. And so you're going to be putting fiber fill all around the outside of that neck support. See how that's in the center? And this one, don't be shy when stuffing. Also, this is important for when you do yarn under, because do you see how it's like nice and shaped? When you do the yarn over, it keeps your stitches tight to where nothing's really peeking through. Okay, actually, you know, because I have to glue the back of the eyes right here. I might have to pull out some fiber fill, but I stuff it a little just so I can get an idea of what I'm working with. So let's get our 18mm eyes. Oops. And I like putting in a little bit of glue behind the eyes just to secure the backs. But we are going to move this to the side and make sure the black is on top, white is on bottom. And you're just going to insert your eye like so. And then you don't have to, you could just snap in the back, but I just do a little bit of glue, a little bit of that. Put it on and snap on your eyes. Okay. And just leave that. Make sure it's secure good. Doesn't matter if the fiber fill gets on it because it's in the inside anyway. Okay. Now let's do that to the other side. Now we are going to be embroidering the eyes. Get your white yarn and run it through your darning needle. Okay. Hopefully you can see this pretty good. Okay. So I go right here a little bit above the eye, on the side, and then I fill for a spot at the bottom right there, like so. Then you're going to push that through, pull it to the side, and then to tighten, then you're going to go back around through that same hole and pull it through. Okay. Leave that be. Then we are going to get the black yarn. This is going to be your eyeliner right here. Go across. You can do the stitch here. I like going one more to make it a little bit more of an elongated eyeliner. Okay. Okay. And then pull back this way and go into that same hole. And there you go. You got your first shape, your first embroidered eye. So then you can just turn it, go to the back side, tie knots. So this is where you could take out some fiber fill if you need to see it better. Tighten it. Don't do it too tight, like where you're gonna pull it through and mess up what you just did. And then tuck that in. You can move it around a little. Okay. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Get your worsted weight yarn. I like to insert right here where the white and the black meet. Pull that through, not all the way, leave enough tail so you can tie that knot. And just angle it out. This is also depends on like how big you want your lashes, how small you want your lashes. You just try to get in different angles that you like. Go back into that same hole. Pull. And let's do one more straight up like this. Right there. Perfect. I like the way those eyelashes look. Now you're gonna tie it in the back. Remember, not so tight. Tight enough. And then sometimes when you pull on it, the one eyelash might be, cut that off. You can go back. See how one eyelash seems more prominent than the other. You can just pull, pull, pull. So that way they can be even. Okay. Now we'll do the same thing on this eye. You can use this part for the eyebrow if you wanted to. I usually go in right above that last lash. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and above. That's her eyebrow right there. Let's do it with the other one. And I only do this if I have extra, so that way I don't have to keep cutting different strands. This is why it's good to do a few rows above the eye so you can do this. So there's that last lash right there. Let's do it one more over. Yeah, right there, like this. It's like the second or last. It just depends on which the highest one. I might even change that one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and above. Actually, right there, because that's the one it lines up with. And you could play around to see if you want her to have more of a arch, and if you do, then this one I would go one more up. And that stitch I was gonna do right there. So you're basically just trying to do it within, not past that lash. So let me redo this one. I might actually need to go a little bit more further in because I would want to put it in, let's see. Actually, no, right there. That's where I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I like it there. But because I need to go one more round, let's do that like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Above right there. There we go. Do we like the way that looks? Let's keep doing our crocheting and see if that's what we like, and then we'll come back for the nose. See if I could get it from the back. Oh, I could. Okay. I could feel it. There it goes. Right there. Right. And then we're going to go in, stitch right above. And honestly, I just try to get wherever I can guide this needle to. Okay, we'll move that over if we need to. Okay, got a grip on it. Oh, perfect. Right next to each other. Okay. Perfect. Do you see that indentation? Okay, so I usually just try to, you could do a double knot like that. Push down as much as you can, because that'll get a better indent. Okay, and then just tie it. This is gonna totally, you see that in the head? Don't worry about it, because when you have the wig cap, you won't even see it. Okay, so you got to do the same thing on the other side. Let me get a new strand of yarn because mine broke. This is why I needed to do the tutorial, because sometimes these parts could get a little too complicated. Okay, so the back of the head. Let's see. Can we poke through right there? Let's see where we can get one a little right there. Right there is good. It's hard getting the grip. There we go. Let's leave it that long. And then that's okay. Let's go right there. Let's just get it. Okay, that's what it looks like on the back end. This is the front. The eyes look super great. Now let's go to the nose. We're gonna drop down so the eyes are here. So 1, 2, 3. So between here. Let's see. There we go. Pull that through. This is the center right here of the nose. And you're just gonna weave. Oops. Darn it. Just gonna weave back and forth. So about like 3 to 4 stitches wide. Depends on how you want your nose to look. I think this one I'm doing 4 right here. Yeah, that looks good. And you just keep going back and forth until you get the desired look, desired roundness of the nose. You don't have to pull tight, kind of keep it a little loose, because then you'd be using a lot of yarn. You could even probably double the yarn if you want to not have to take so long individually. Oh yeah, and I wanted to make a note. You may want to, have to add the note in the pattern. You may want to double up the strands for when you use a worsted weight to embroider the eyes. Mine kept breaking with the single strand. I usually do single strand, but It was branky on me and it was way faster doubling those strands. See, her nose looks so cute. Okay, and then last thing we gotta do is the wig cap. Attaching the wig cap, ears, and then the flower behind the right side of the ear. Here we are on round 9 for the wig cap. We will be doing this a total of 6 times. 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. So you're going to chain 29. Okay, so here you're gonna single crochet into the second stitch from the hook, and then you're gonna fill and you're gonna increase. Okay, and you're just gonna repeat that all the way. Single crochet, increase. And then when you get to the base, you'll just do 2 slip stitches and then repeat again the chain 29 and then do your strand. And then we'll come back once we are finished. Okay, we are at the base of one of the strands of yarn, and you will be doing a slip stitch and another slip stitch, and then you'll be able to continue another strand. So I always like to position, I like to keep the corners of the bangs like kind of lined up with like in an angle from the eyebrows. You could even put it back a little bit more so you can see more forehead. You fool around with that, play around, move it around. See what position you like best, and then use your Ami sticks to set in place your hair. I think it's good right there. And then we will start to attach this hair here. Get your darning needle, weave that in. Okay, so the first part is right here. Go into, and then right at the base of that stitch that you finished off, and pull to secure tightly. I like going in each strand right here and then up into like a, I'm assuming that's the chain one spot. I'm sorry, slip stitch. Okay, pull through, check. I always like to lift the hair to check to see that it did grab, which it did. This is where I wish we had a big darning needle, like a curve, one that curves so you can get in there easy. Okay, that one. I'm not really happy. I didn't see how it didn't get in as good. So when that happens, I'll still weave it through, but then lift here so I can make sure I get that stitch good. Oh my gosh, is somebody getting their roof done? What is happening? See, that's better. I usually try to line up the ear to this side part of the hair and then keep it aligned with the bottom part of the eye. I'm going to go in the bottom of that stitch, secure it in place, go upwards, the stitch above. So I'm like stitching vertically. Oops. Let's get that last one there. Looks good. There's the ear. These right here too, if you want to get a little bit of glue to glue it down. I don't feel like it's necessary, but you can. Okay, let's do the other ear. And make sure your ears are facing the same way. Can't really tell with this yarn, but I could tell. This is the front, this is the back. So when it's crocheted here and on this side, it's up. It may look a little bigger on the left side, but that doesn't matter because the flower is going to be sitting here. So you want to just make sure you align with the bottom of the ears. Put flower there. Okay, you could leave it alone like that. You could also secure stitches here to keep it in place. But for the most part, it's done. You can just weave in your ends. And that's it. She's done. There she is, all nice and complete. So what we can do is finish off by, you can embroider pink yarn for blush, but I like to use actual blush for applying on the apples of the cheeks. You want to get something fluffy like this and a blush that you like. I like going with more of a warmer tone for her skin tone. And just apply to the apples of her cheek. There you go. That's it. She is all done and complete. Friends, you did it. You made your very own Pualena. I hope you enjoyed making her as much as I did making this tutorial for you. Please share with me your makes on Instagram if you do follow me, and if not, follow me on Instagram. And let me know down below what you thought. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for future videos that I'll be coming out with. Thanks again, friends, and I'll see you later. Bye.